My name is Kennedy Johnson. I am the CEO and founder of Green Book Travel, Social Fabric, and Jaunt International Beauty Company. And I am also the Queen Mother. My royal name is Zosamina of Dakpima in northern region of Ghana.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, you guys are going to be hearing from true royalty. I have Miss Kennedy Johnson, Queen, and she's going to get all into it, how she was the first African-American to get this title in this region. And I really want you guys, while you're watching, or I know the majority of you are listening, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, or our latest partner in Freetown, Sierra Leone at African Young Voices, when you hear this, in the description box, wherever you're at, there may be some more information that you can find out about what she's doing, because she is an entrepreneur. She's really the sixth wonder of the world, and you can check her out on Instagram with that name. So, Kennedy, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. I really don't know where to start, so I'm going to let you lead in, how you got to where you are. And I have to give a warning to those who are watching or those who will follow you on Instagram. You're one of those people who can take a picture and they all come out great. And she can keep her clothes on. She's not like an IG model. She might have some bikini stuff out there because she's really at the beach in Africa enjoying, but some of y'all are thirst trapping. There's no thirst trap on your stuff. It's pure art. It's like, I'd almost think you're in the NFTs, but tell us how this began, your interest in travel, Africa, and just entrepreneurship.
So my love for travel started at a very young age. I was raised by my grandmother. I am a Detroit, Michigan native. And we used to do weekend road trips to the countryside, Chicago, and also my love for books. So just reading childhood books, Once Upon a Time in a Land Far Away. So I'm a Pisces, so I had this vivid imagination. So once I got older, I began to explore a little bit more. So I did grow up in a fragmented household. So, and I'm also a teen mother. So my life path was a lot different than a lot of people, or some people may be able to relate a little bit more. And I wasn't raised by my mother or my father. I started traveling about 15 years ago on my own. And I was doing the Miami, doing regular, I don't want to say regular because I don't like
to talk that talk, Kennedy. Talk that talk. Miami is regular if you live in the States. That's regular, schmegular.
No.
It's like, yeah.
you have to, it's a place to explore everywhere. So I started doing domestic destinations and Caribbean and cruises. And throughout my travel, I realized that there was not any representation. Now, my grandmother always had us in front of a camera since I could even remember. When my grandmother passed, our family did not argue about property. They didn't argue about material things. They argued about who's going to get the photo album. So my sister, she actually was able to hide some of those. So we grew up in front of the camera, way prehistoric IG days. And so I wanted to be able to capture that. So I just created, I made myself my own muse, so to speak, because I wanted to re-image what travel looks like. So that people can feel inspired, especially from a girl from the east side of Detroit. We aren't still crossing city lines, yet alone going to different countries and exploring this vast world. So there was a bit of a shift. My influence just from taking my pictures had grown within my social network. So people start asking me, hey, can you host this trip? Can you do this? I've always been enterprising, and I've always wanted to make sure that I can take as many people that look like me along as well, right? So I was hosting all of these events and hosting trips, and then I actually had opportunity to work for a urban luxury travel brand, and learned a lot of things. And I put together a trip. I went to Africa for the first time in 2015, and I took my daughter with me. And it was just, we put Africa on our vision board, our bucket list. This is something that we just fantasize about. And to be able to do it and explore it, it kind of opened up this different portal of exploring my identity a bit deeper. And by me not having that connection to my father, and not knowing that biological side, I started exploring my ancestry and DNA, and wanting to go deeper into the continent, because I also realized, the media's portrayal of the continent isn't what we see when we go over there. So I wanted to make sure that I was presenting Africa, the real Africa, the new Africa, or Africa as I know it, and make sure that those images get out there. And then it shifted to, with me going deeper and exploring West Africa, bringing more people along, and that was the birth of my business and my brands, and it just started from there.
Now, let me ask you, you get your title, and, you let people know how you got your title. Did your title come with land, or, did you let people know too? Did you marry into, a tribe, so you got the title? And did you get a citizenship and or residency? Because so many people ask me, how do you get those things so we can hold on to our land? And I'm like, it might not mean anything in Ghana, because you can still only hold on to it for 99 years, even if you are a citizen, But if you come to Freetown, Sierra Leone, Salon Bobo over here, so I'm representing y'all, you can have your land and have it forever, as the law states. So did you marry into your title? How did you get it? And what's your status, if you would be so kind to share, as far as being a resident or a possibly, citizen of a country?
That is a great question. And actually, this is my first time actually answering these questions on a public platform. So no, I'm not married. I did not marry into a kingdom. As a traditional African ruler, I was asked, and with them asking, there's protocol. They have to talk to the elders. They have to do rituals to make sure that I'm the appointed one. Really, with the appointment, it was just, I like to say it was divine. I was there. I've been doing the work, and not even in that region. I have to definitely say that. But with my trips and bringing people to the continent, doing business development into the continent and philanthropic work, it's just like, those bricks have been laid. I have been working on assignment, and ultimately it just kind of led to this role. And it did come with some land, so that I can develop, right? And also I have to have a palace. Approached that yet. My title is very, very new. I spent a lot of time in Ghana. I spent a lot of time in West Africa. So I do know that is the trajectory that we're going down.
Okay. And because, Ghana was one of the first states in the last almost decade to say, hey, you guys, not just to return home, but people were, 100 people got their citizenship, or 124, and more. And there's over 5,000 of us, they say, from the diaspora, just, hanging out and, relocating. And it's like, awesome. I haven't been to Ghana yet, but it sounds like Cameroon. It sounds like Sierra Leone. It sounds like it's a little more advanced than, has some more advanced systems. But with being, with the palace, people are going to be looking at you, hitting you up, saying, hey, when is the palace going to be built? And can I get a room? Can I help you out? Can you talk about when you're in Africa, how you're looked at sometimes as a paycheck walking through the door? You know, you are a beautiful woman and you think, oh, these men are going to probably, you know, whisk me off my feet and have bride price offers, which I know they have with you, right? It's a gift. But the fact that wherever you go, from the airport to the wherever, people are looking at you to help them. And now you have a title as queen. So now how do you say no and manage that? Because you'll go broke. I don't care how much money one has if you were to help everybody, you know. So give us the game on that, you know.
I like to think of it as a world traveler. I've been to 55 plus countries. I don't think it's a dynamic thing with the continent of going to an area that is built around tourism and people hustling and trying to get additional money so that they can live right. So one of the things that I do is I often, it's a no, but I try to think on a broader scale when it comes to like making an impact and creating systems so that that doesn't happen. Because I mean, it's really complex. The media propaganda has did an amazing job of creating this image that Americans that we're it's the place to be. We have substantial amount of wealth. And so when we do come, it's like, welcome home, my sister. Do you have something for me? And so, I just take it as a moment to educate and even joke. I'm like, hey, I spent my money to come here. I'm on a budget over here too. We joke, but I also make sure that I tie in systems and programming that where I am patronizing locals. My clothing brand was birthed off of the system of making sure that we can create sustainable systems for Africans so that they can make money, because it's not just about the return, right? Africa lost some of their best resources, not only the actual resources that are there in the soil, they lost us. And then also African parents, they raise their kids, they go to school abroad, UK, they go to school in the US, they stay there. So they're not bringing back those things, those systems. So I just think of it on a broader scope, and I just try to work my assignment. So if it means educating, if it means creating systems, I'm just here to do my job and make that impact. And I don't take it as a negative thing. I do like negotiating and bartering, so I'll just usually try to turn it around. But it's not just a charitable thing, and that's one of the things with my role. I do have a lot of people, hey, Queen, we need this, we need this. And, the responsibility of my region is 1 million people. So I have 1 million people in need. And I take that very serious. So instead of thinking about charitable things, because I do philanthropic work, of course, but it's to put systems in place that last a long time. And moving forward, even with the developments that I'm thinking about and creating right now, is to create those new leaders and to create new wealth there so that they won't have a system where they're relying on charity.
Now, you were talking about your giving, and I'll ask everybody, what is your community give back that you're doing or that you would like to do in the future? So if you go a little more in detail in that, since you jumped my question and I gotta ask it, it's a signature question.
So I do clean water initiatives where we go into areas that don't have access to water or haven't had access to water in 200 years. We know one of the things that we definitely need in our life is we need water. So I make sure that I partner with local organizations, and we usually do it in the form of crowdsourcing. It will eventually build out, because I do have a new nonprofit, and we'll try to go after larger sponsorships. So we bring clean water to areas. I also do sanitary napkin drives for communities of young women that are going through, we do a puberty rights ceremony, and then we try to make sure that we can supply them with 1-year products. And we also do the education and training to make sure that they're utilizing them right and disposing them right, because they don't have the systems in place in a lot of those communities. Most recently, also, we gave 120 pairs of shoes to a elementary, middle, and high school in a village, and these children, they were using flip-flops that were donated, and some kids didn't even have shoes. They were walking to school with no shoes. So it was awesome to be able to give them some actual shoes that they can use. And we'll be extending that to computers. It's one of the schools uh, that I adopted. So we'll be doing a lot more with that school.
This is beautiful. Now you're a business owner, and these perfect pictures, and I guess grandmother helped you, pose. I want to know, when you're traveling and taking these pictures, do you have your own private photographer? Or do you hire one? If not, what camera are you using?
That is the most popular question. So when I travel, I don't have a production team by any means. Sometimes when I do have bigger business trips, when I'm hosting group tours, of course, we'll have media. But if I'm just capturing my own images, my travel best friend, she's my Nazo, is what her official title is. She's normally with me. I compose all of my images. If she's not with me, I'll have my my monopod, and I'll, put my phone or on a tree, on a rock, or if I see someone friendly, I try to make sure that everybody else has the opportunity to capture their images as well. So I'll try to, look, would you like me to take your picture? And then take their picture. They'll see it, they'll, be blown away. And then I'm like, can you take mine, please? And I know I can get my shot in a few seconds. It doesn't take me a million tries. So it's really easy. It's really easy.
I heard one of my listeners, and they're like, hold on, I need more, because I'm looking at her stuff, and this is what photography class, what filter are you using? Because you got the sauce.
So most of the photos that I post are all from my cell phone, and I am a Samsung Galaxy girl. Team Android, and most of those images are from my cell phone. Sometimes when I travel, I do travel with my Canon. It's a 60D, but honestly, it usually takes a lot more work for me to, extract those images. Sometimes my images are published. I've been very fortunate to have them published in Essence and other publications. So I try to usually make sure I can capture a higher quality. So some of the pictures are in my camera as well, but it's it's all composition. I think I just have a natural eye. I tell people I see photogenically. So I don't know. It's just, I guess it's one of my gifts.
And you definitely have it. And you and I are going to talk off air, because I'm going to be trying to recruit you and do some work. And I want people to, to get this game and go. I'm going to tell you even more, but we've taken groups of 30 using clients to Africa, and you see how that changes lives. How do you navigate, taking all these people who had all their baggage, all their hurt, all their trauma, all their drama, and then they come to Africa and they say, wow, not does everyone just look like me, but some of the things that I'm chastised that I do in America are normal here. And it can be very high level things, and it can be very, low brow things where, you have men who are lame, who at 11 o'clock every night, they're watching someone who's single say, how do you get married? Right. And they're taking advice from people who haven't done the work. And here you are trying to declutter all that nonsense to say, no, your money doesn't make you high value. No, your position doesn't make you, royal. You're royal by your bloodline. You are enough because God made you. How do you declutter all that? Do you have a team of psychologists, therapists to just get all that off of them so they can enjoy their trip?
So I'm a psych minor, so I like to lead with that. And really, I go into it with the educator's hat on. One of the biggest things I can say that's been a game changer when you're taking big groups, and the largest group that I've taken was 100. And so that's managing a lot of people's feelings, like, their baggage. And I always say people, when they're packing their bags with their clothes, they're packing their problems and everything else. And for some reason, because I've hosted trips all over the world, it's really, I realize it's very heightened with the trips to Africa, because it just opens up a portal to so many other emotions. So one of the things that I did from a business perspective, just to kind of help save myself and my sanity, and also give people the best opportunity, the best experience there, because I didn't want it to come muddled, is we do pre-trip calls, and we go over like intro cultural competencies, where we kind of break down those things, those predispositions. We talk about the money matters. We talk a little bit about dating. I also have a dating community. So a lot of those topics come up anyway. So it allows me the opportunity since I spend a lot of time on the ground, I feel like I'm able to make a clean assessment and give people tools of how to navigate that. So that way, if we can be more proactive with addressing those things, even when it comes to like women are asking, like, freaking out, how do I wear my hair? How hot is it? Do I pack wigs? Do I get braids? Or, there's so many questions and nuances that comes with it. So we do a series of calls with our clients prior to the departure, in hopes to get all of those things or most of those things on the table. And then when we're on the ground, when we're doing the tours, I work with local tour providers. We always make sure that we patronize local and Black businesses globally. So we're doing that education throughout our programming as well.
How much does it piss you off? I know you made posts on your Instagram that because you are taking flawless pictures, beautiful pictures, your team, beautiful women, that people would think, oh, we got another escort. Oh, we got another. Oh, she's in. Where's she at with some? What man is she with? And this and that. How much does that piss you off? Because I know I've been in boardrooms where people are talking about it, like, hey, Kellen, can we give this person money? Are they on the up and up? And you're like, why wouldn't they be? Because what? They're, what is it? Please tell me. They don't want to say because they don't want to be sued, right? But talk about that, how it is to be attractive to 99.9% of the population, and having to deal with that and having to prove yourself that, yes, I am a real business owner, and not the kind that you would love for me to be because of your own mindset and how warped it is.
Well, I think I don't let a lot of things get to me where I really internalize it, right? It is definitely annoying because of social media. You do have women that, they go on vacations and they get trips sponsored by men. And I have nothing against what people choose to do. I'm not one of them. I think once people meet me outside of the photos, it's instantly turned off, especially when I'm operating in a space of business. As soon as we start engaging, it goes away. Of course, you may get some flirtation, but then people know, like, oh, well, this lady she does own a business. I definitely try to lead with that. And I like to have fun and go out as well. But I always say, God gave me a natural deterrent of things like that. I'm very statuesque. I'm 6 feet tall. So it kind of, it kind of deters people from being too aggressive or, give me too many problems. So
I don't know how you get out of Africa or Italy not with 2 husbands, because you know how aggressive it can be.
They definitely try. They definitely try.
Yes. Wow. Now influencer life, and I'm gonna go in more into this when we go off air, but I've noticed, Instagram, okay, great. But what about YouTube or TikTok? I don't think I saw that.
I am horrible with social media, and it's actually on my goals to become better with posting. Honestly, most of the content that I have never even gets to make it to Instagram. I have so many videos, as many pictures as I actually take video too. So I just started this week sending it over to my assistant, and they're helping edit those videos. I do have a TikTok. I try to use the same name. I've been Six Wonder for 10 years now. So I use the same name across the board. My TikTok is really lame. I don't really have the song and dance in me. So I'm just trying to navigate these platforms and make sure that I shift it too. Because when I got on Instagram, it was just about my love for the art and my love for pictures. It was a dumping ground for me to share my photos. And moving into that influencer space, I have to make sure that I'm honoring that role with also educating people as well. And before, I think I just divided it. It was just like, okay, I'm taking the pictures, and I wasn't here really to necessarily give information because I wasn't working in that space yet. And to me at the time, it seemed like it took the fun away. I'm just here to post my cute picture and, be out. And now I hold a greater responsibility in making sure that I'm sharing the information that I know. So there will be more YouTubes coming. There'll be TikToks this year soon, like within the next few weeks.
Awesome. I want you to let people know the best way that they can check out all your businesses, because you guys, from travel to clothing to, cosmetics, she has it going on. I almost thought maybe her first name might have been her last name. Like, man, this woman's doing it so much, she might be a Kennedy. But Johnson has a good reputation too. Don't forget Bob Johnson and all the other Johnsons that have done great things. But let the people know where they can find you at.
The best way to get to all of my businesses and content is to utilize my Linktree link, and it's Linktree/Kennedy Johnson.
You guys have got the game. You've been blessed by it. Make sure, if you do nothing else, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or again, our latest partners at AYV Radio, African Young Voices Radio in Freetown, Sierra Leone, you share this with somebody, it will change their life. Thank you for coming on, Kennedy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.